So, what are some of the greatest quotes from investors that you need to know about as we head into 2020? Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back once again, Passive Income Tom Bree, and another show today. Today we're going to talk about Phil Town. And Phil Town, if you don't know Phil Town, he's an investor. Used to be in the Army, and he pretty much taught himself. He had a little bit of lessons, but he's a great believer in Warren Buffett and, the whole principles he believes in. And so I got an email, listen to some of the great quotes that he came up with that he pulled from other investors. So I want to go over with you, and so you have an idea on what he is and what he can, some different ideas these investors are talking about. Some of these ideas maybe help you focus on what you need to do for 2020, because the market is all-time highs right now. It keeps going higher and higher and higher, and you really got to be careful, because you don't want to throw all your eggs in one basket. Because if the market crashes, are you going to be able to survive? Are you going to be able to be all right for the next 3, 4, 5 years after that? Because it will take you almost that long for the market to recover what you have invested in there. It's kind of crazy, but you may lose 10, 20% today, but 3 or 4 years from now, that's how long it may take for you to get that 10, 20%, or the 10, 20% you lost. So you've got to think about it. So if you have money on the sideline, this is my personal advice. If you have money on the sideline that you can invest when the market dips, that'd be a great thing to have. It's always good to have some extra cash laying around, and in the brokerage account you might have it in, or just available, so you can go and buy more stocks, because that will really help you when times like that happen. I read Phil Town over 10 years ago. Yeah, this is the second book. The other one, I don't have it, but a great thing to do. He wrote rule number 1. I almost forgot for a second. Rule number 1. I read that book. I don't have it because I got it in the library. I was at the time, I didn't know much about Phil Town, but I was going to the library because the library had a lot of free books, and I was just like devouring anything I can get my hands on. But after reading that book and reading some stuff he had on his website, it made me focus on, he's basically trying to say, find a market, whatever market it is, and whatever market it is, and then find a stock that dominates that market. So at the time, I played around different stocks, but one of them that really caught my eye was Netflix. I had Netflix around $30, $31, and you know what? Stupid me trying to play the day trading game as well. I sold it after it went up maybe $1 or $2, and then someone was telling me to go buy it back again. But with the 30-day rule, you really can't buy it again because you're going to get slapped harder on taxes. So I didn't buy it again, and by the time it jumped up even higher and higher and higher, and I was in the Army at the time. And time goes by so fast, and you lose track of the market, because the market you couldn't find everything on your phone like it is today. Back then, I couldn't get everything on my phone. I had to go on my computer or whatever and make my trades that way. So I wasn't able to check the clock 24/7 like you can now. But every time I hear someone say Netflix, I get mad, because Netflix, it blew up. Netflix, it got $400, $600, something like that, before it split, back down to 99 or 92, whatever. And every time I hear Netflix, that makes me so mad. But let me give you couple really quick tips from some ideas about stocks you may not be aware of that really may help you, maybe make you think. If you're not a rated investor, this is really good information you want to find out about. But you can always forward ahead about another minute or two, and then check out some of the quotes I'm going to go over. So hold on. Okay, I'm going to go over 3 stocks, the growth in share prices over 10 years. And I'm going to have the image pop up here so you can get an idea on what I'm talking about at the same time. Microsoft, this is going off of June 2010 all the way until June 2019. There's about a 10-year difference here. Microsoft at June 2009 was $28.50. $28.50. And by June 2019, it jumped to $123.85. So a change in stock price over those 10 years was 334.5. 334.5% change in those 10 years. So if you had stock, at 28.50, it got to $123. If you bought more, it go up more as well during that time frame. But that's pretty much how it went in those 10 years. This is probably just about after the market had crashed. So this is pretty much at the bottom for a lot of these stocks. Nike, June 2009 was $14.26. June 2019 was $77.14. So the change in Nike's stock price was 440%. 440%. I mean, I wish I would have bought Nike back then, but I wasn't even thinking about it. Starbucks, another great, company's been around, known worldwide. Starbucks, from June 2009, went from $7.20 till June 2019, went $76.06. Some of these numbers are not, they're different than what they are today, but just to give you an idea. So Starbucks went from 956% return, a 956% return. I think I honestly owned Starbucks back then as well, but for some reason the market crashed. I think I just ended up selling some things that were just, the price of the stocks were just going down. And if I would have bought it, it'd be great, but I didn't. So that really helped me change some of my mistakes I've made, and making me become more of a long-term investor, holding on to stocks, not really selling as much as before. Try not to be a day trader, because when you're a day trader, you really got to follow the market. You've got to be watching it consistently. You got to have everything set up so it'll sell at a certain price and all that. But for me, that's too much work. I just rather just buy something and let it make money, which I do now with passive income. So now let me go over some of the quotes. Okay, from Phil Town himself, rule number 1, same thing with Warren Buffett, don't lose money. You don't want to lose money. I hate losing, especially when it comes to money, because that's something it's really hard to get back. You got to work so much harder to get that money you might have lost. That's why I really don't gamble. I don't play the lottery. You'll make so much more money if you invest rather than playing the lottery. Statistics have shown that if you invest, you'll earn more money than if you were to play the lottery. Go look it up and you find out yourself, but that's what it says. But rule number 1, the concept of rule number 1 investing is that you don't need to be an expert to invest like one. But in a lot of cases, it takes seeing the journey of someone who started from nothing, then became a billionaire, to make us believe this can happen for ourselves. Similar to my journey, there are many famous investors that have built a successful life for themselves by investing with certainty. In an effort to bring together inspiring stories of some of the most successful investors and their experiences to help inspire others, I put together a collection of the biggest and boldest career accomplishments and some motivating quotes. If you're looking for some inspiration to help you take that next big step, check out these hand-selected investing wins and quotes from 6 of the best investors in the world. Okay, and I'm sure you can guess who number 1 is, Warren Buffett. The most important quality for an investor is temperament, not intellect. You need a temperament that neither derives great pleasure from being with a crowd or against a crowd. Understand? So you don't always want to follow who your buddies may be doing, because they may not be investing. They don't really care. They're just running their own life. But you've got to look at you. Sometimes you've got to surround yourself with the right people to take you to the next level. Because your buddy may not be able to tell you how to invest. They may not be able to tell you how to earn passive income, but you've got to, figure out what's best for you, and you have to hang out with that right crowd that'll be there and help you out and take that to the next level. Okay, career wins. Known as one of the most successful investors of all time, he runs Berkshire Hathaway, owns more than 60 companies. He's the son of a U.S. congressman. He first bought stock at the age of 11 and first filed taxes at the age of 13. Age of 13, he filed his own taxes. He promised to give away over 99% of his fortune. In 2019, he donated $3.6 billion, much of it in the foundation of friends Bill and Melinda Gates. In 2010, he and Gates pledged the Giving Pledge, asking billionaires to commit donating half of their wealth to charitable causes. Some inspirational quotes. Successful investing takes time, discipline, and patience. No matter how great the talent or effort, some things just take time. You can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. Think about that. I don't look to jump over 7-foot bars. I look around for 1-foot bars that I can step over. So he's pretty much looking for the small wins, not really so much the big 100% returns or whatever it may be. In the short term, the market is a popular contest. In the long term, the market is a weighing machine. Oh, just if you're not hearing my voice really loud, let me know, because I'm not using my lapel mic. My lapel mic's been acting funny, so I might have to buy a new one. But it was going out with me, and I was shooting my other video the other day, but I need to test it out and just keep playing with it some more. So I'm just using my phone right now to do this. All right, the next one, Charlie Munger. He also works with, Warren Buffett, worked with him a long time, also part of the Berkshire Hathaway. It is remarkable how much long-term advantage people like us have gotten by trying to be consistently not stupid, instead of trying to be very intelligent. Some of his career wins. He's the vice chairman of the world's greatest compound interest machine, Berkshire Hathaway. In the time of his and Warren Buffett's reign as a leader of Berkshire, the company has returned over 2 million% of its initial value. Wow, that's pretty incredible. 2 million%. He developed a system of multiple mental models to cut through difficult problems in complex social systems. Munger is also chairman of publisher Daily Journal and also sits on the board of Cisco. Some inspirational quotes. If you skillfully follow the multidisciplinary path, you will never wish to come back. It will be like cutting off your hands. Spend each day trying to be a little wiser than you were when you woke up. Discharge your duties faithfully and well. Systematically, you get ahead, but not necessarily in fast spurts. Nevertheless, you build discipline by preparing for fast spurts. Slug it out 1 inch at a time, day by day. At the end of the day, if you live long enough, most people will get what they deserve. Just because you like it does not mean the world will necessarily give it to you. The next one, he's a teacher. Pretty much he taught Warren Buffett what he knew. He gave him, some of the incentive when Warren Buffett studied under him in college. Benjamin Graham. But investing is about beating others at their game. It's about controlling yourself at your own game. Here's career wins. Known as the father of value investing and the dean of Wall Street. One of the first to solely use financial analysis to invest in stocks successfully. He's a famous author and most notable for his books, Security Analysis and The Intelligent Investor. A couple of his inspirational quotes are, the intelligent investor is a realist who sells to optimists and buys from pessimists. People who invest make money for themselves. People who speculate make money for the brokers. You will be much more in control if you realize how much you are not in control. On the other hand, investing is a unique kind of casino, one where you cannot lose in the end, as long as you only play by the rules that put the odds squarely in your favor. Okay, the next person, he's an investor, not really well known, David Einhorn. We take the traditional value investors process and just flip it around just a little bit. The traditional value investor asks, is this cheap? And then, why is it cheap? We start by identifying a reason something might be mispriced, and then if we find a reason why something is likely mispriced, then we make a determination whether it is cheap. Some of his career wins. He's one of Wall Street's most closely watched investors due to his bold investment calls, both long and short. He heads the hedge fund Greenlight Capital, which has $7 billion in assets and posted a 15.4% return since the inception in May 1996. During the financial crisis, he famously questioned Lehman Brothers' books, arguing that an investment bank was being evasive about its risk. Some of his inspirational quotes. We try not to have many investing rules, but there's one that has served us well. If we decide we're wrong about something in terms of why we did it, we exit. Period. We believe in constructing a portfolio so that we put our biggest amount of money in our highest conviction idea then we view the idea of others relative to that. The loss was not bad luck, it was just bad analysis. All right, this is another investor. He spent some time learning under Warren Buffett. Mohnish Pabrai. Take advantage of Wall Street's handicap by seeking out low risk, high uncertainty bets. His career wins. He founded Pabrai Investment Funds in 1999 using principles and strategies he learned from Warren Buffett. He outperformed the S&P 500 by 1,103% from its inception through 2013. Mohnish quickly became one of the most recognized value investors in the world. In 2004, he wrote his first book, Mosaic, in which he whittled Warren Buffett's investing methods down to just a few simple points. I haven't checked out that book, but I probably need to. Some of the inspirational quotes: mistakes are the best teachers. One does not learn from success. Pretty much when you make a mistake, that's really when you learn something. Because if you're always being successful, doing something right, when something goes wrong, you'll have no idea what's going on. So if you sit down and think about why did something go wrong, and you'll learn from it, hopefully next time you won't make that same mistake. It's easier to learn the lessons when you don't have to take the hits in your own portfolio. But when you take hits in your own portfolio, those lessons stay with you for a long time. Just like earlier when I mentioned about my Netflix loss. I would say the crossover between entrepreneurship and investing and value investing especially is protect your own downside. And lastly, Phil Town. If we buy the business as a business and not as a stock speculation, then it becomes personal. I want it to be personal. Some of his career wins: he's an ex-Green Beret in the Army, a former Navy river guide. He's a self-made millionaire several times over, and America's most widely sought-after speaker on investing. Within 5 years, Phil Town, he borrowed $1,000 and he turned it into $1.45 million. His fortunes improved radically and rapidly from then on. He speaks to thousands annually about the Rule 1 investing. Some of his quotes: when it comes to investing, we want our money to grow with the highest interest rates of return and the lowest risk possible. While there are no shortcuts to getting rich, there are smart ways to go about it. When you get your tax refund, you'll be tempted to spend that big chunk of money. Don't. Tax season is coming up in a few months from now if you haven't already filed, so please listen in. Take control of your funds and become financially fit instead. So don't go out and buy that new car, don't go buy that new purse, don't go out and buy the new sneakers or whatever it may be, Invest back in yourself. Invest in yourself. I firmly believe that. Invest your money back in yourself. It will pay you off. It'll pay off in the end. Being a successful investor involves analyzing every aspect of your financial situation. All right, so if you haven't, like this video, subscribe, click the bell for notification, because this Tuesday I'm going to come back with another video. This one's going to be, I'm going to do a quick little video on Tesla, a Tesla update. I'm trying something new. If you like it, give me a like. If you're not, tell me, let me know if you don't like it. All right, I'll see you again this Tuesday. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. But hey, check out Phil Town if you haven't. He's on YouTube. He's a great YouTuber. Knows his stuff. So really follow him, because you'll learn a lot of good stuff from him. I honestly want to say that. I've learned a lot from him. All right, take care. Have a great day.